Mike, I want to do this, but my spouse thinks that we don't need help. Now, this might be one of the most common obstacles I hear from parents who reach out. And one of you sees the problem clearly, the other one thinks you're overreacting. And well, now you're stuck watching your relationship with your teen deteriorate while your partner says everything's fine. And that is so frustrating. But here's what you need to know. When parents aren't aligned, kids don't just notice, they navigate it. And teenagers are experts at navigation. They learn which parent to ask for what, which parent enforces the rules, which parent will override the other. And this isn't manipulation, it's adaptation. And as parents, that's when we begin to feel like the fun mom or the mean dad or vice versa. Your teen is reading the inconsistency in their environment and they're just adjusting their behavior accordingly. But here's the deeper issue. When parents aren't united, the teen's nervous system stays activated and they can't fully relax because they're constantly assessing which version of the family rules in effect, which makes them feel exhausted. Think of it like living in a house where gravity changes depending on which room you're in. You'd be exhausted and anxious all the time. Your spouse's resistance isn't just frustrating you, it's creating instability your teen can feel, even if they can't name it. But here's the truth most marriage counselors won't tell you. You don't need your spouse's permission to become a better parent. I worked with a mom whose husband thought coaching was making a big deal out of a normal teenage stuff, and he wouldn't join any calls. He wouldn't read the materials. He told her she was just wasting money. But she showed up anyway. And here's what changed. She stopped trying to convince him and started demonstrating results. She got clear on her own values and standards. She stopped arguing with her 16-year-old son about curfew and started holding him accountable to the natural consequences that he was needed to experience. And she did that calmly. She stopped complaining to her husband about their son's behavior and she started handling it directly. Within a month, her husband noticed their son was more respectful, less conflict at dinner. There were fewer blowups over small things. He didn't ask what changed. He just stopped resisting. And by the end of the first month, he joined a session. Now, here's why this works. People don't argue with results. When your spouse sees you become calmer, clearer, and more consistent, and sees your teen respond to that, the objection disappears. Not because you convinced them with words, but because you proved it with outcomes. So let me be direct. Your spouse's resistance often isn't about the program. It's about fear. Fear that admitting you need help means that they failed as a parent. Fear that change will expose their own weakness. Fear that if you grow, you'll outgrow them. But you can't logic someone out of fear, but you can lead them through it. So when you stop waiting for alignment and start modeling leadership, one of two things happens. One, your spouse sees the shift in your teen and they join you. Two, your spouse stays resistant, but your teen still benefits from having one stable, consistent parent. Either way, your family gets better. So here's what won't work. Staying stuck because your partner won't move. That's not protection, that's paralysis. And your teen pays the price while you wait for consensus that may never come. So the question isn't, how do I get my spouse on board? The question is, am I willing to lead even when my partner won't follow? Because leadership in a family doesn't require agreement, it requires clarity, consistency, and courage. Your spouse doesn't have to believe in this approach for it to work. They just have to witness you becoming the parent who knows what they stand for and doesn't waver. Most of the time, that's enough. So if you're ready to stop waiting for your spouse's approval and start leading your family towards something better, then let's talk. Look, book a free family strategy call. We're going to build a plan that works whether your partner joins today, joins later, or never joins at all. The link's in the description, but you don't need permission to become a better parent. You just need to start.